So let me start. Hi friends. This is supposed to be parasocial experiments, so everyone is a friend. So previous video was my 10th video. I think I got to 1000 views, and I wasn't actually like expecting it. I was expecting to see like 5 views per video and I already have like 6 subscribers, so it's 6 more than I expected. Subscriber counts are not that important overall, so like YouTube shows me the statistic of like, okay, there are so many like returned viewers to your stream, so it's like it's not the same as subscriber number. So it's and it's like return viewers I think are like more important than subscribers. But if I ever want to get monetized, I need 1000 subscribers, and I think there are like cool features that are like unlocked when you hit like 50 subscribers and 100 subscribers. So yeah, I'm kind of like I'm waiting to hit those kind of like milestones. So I want to be monetized, not because I want to be like a full-time YouTuber or something like that. I'm just hoping to get some of like my time back in money, so that this time is like not completely free. And I'm trying to I'm trying to see if like YouTube monetization could be like one of these things. So my problem with full-time YouTubers is that they are kind of like YouTubers first, and they are like tech educators or like developers second, it feels like. And I want to be the other way around. So I want to be kind of like expert or whatever kind of like I want to be expert in, and I want to have YouTube on the side. Anyway, so I think what I miss most of my YouTube so far, I was expecting to see like more comments, or I don't know, like tweets or something like that. So like more of the interaction with my friends. But yeah, with whoever is watching my videos. So I don't know. I see that a lot of the technical videos don't have like too many comments for them, and I don't know if that's just because people don't ask for comments, or it's that like everyone is so introverted they don't they don't even leave comments on YouTube. So I don't know. I think the thing I need most is probably like timestamps, because like when it's like a 3-hour stream and I have to like rewatch it and like look where each segment started. So if like someone was watching it already and like, okay, I see like the cool part is started at like 1 hour and 15 minutes, it would be kind of like helpful to get it kind of like faster together. But anyway, so I guess, yeah, please leave a comment. I'm really interested to talk with people who watch my videos. I think that brings me to one thing, is that there is like one toy library that I have. I actually had a stream when I rewrote it into Solid. So SolidLazily, SolidJS. Yeah, that one is I don't know, like 5 downloads. That could be like just some kind of like bots downloading. So I don't expect like real people use it yet. But the React one is apparently pretty popular. The thing that got me most surprised is that it's getting some GitHub stars. it's my most starred GitHub project so far. So yeah, and it's cool that you can actually, when you're signed in GitHub, which I'm not for some reason, you can see like basically like links to the project that are using your library. It's not 100% correct because I clicked through some of them and I didn't see that they're using it, but it was cool to kind of like see that there is. I think there are like 2 projects that are using it that have like some GitHub stars, so at least like somewhat, I guess, popular projects. Yeah, but it doesn't explain the whole 3,000 downloads, so probably like someone using it in production, like in real projects. Yeah, yeah, the library is really small, so if you go to like on package or something, I can show it in GitHub. It's just like one function, and it's just one function, and I think I have it like a shorter form without like TypeScript, and it's basically like 2 lines. Yeah, so I'm kind of like I'm making world node modules problems harder because I introduced this like one function package, but apparently people are using it. Anyway, so what did I want to talk about? Okay, so I think I want to start this. I had this like series when I do Wordle, and I kind of I think I'm too tired of this topic. So everyone seems to be like doing this Wordle videos. It's cool that everyone has their own take. So for example, Anya, in Russian I would say it Anya, but Anya Kubov, she basically, it was a sponsored video by some kind of like rapid API thing. So she's like, okay, let's make an app better by introducing like a server side. And I think it's a bit silly to say that it's better, because it's like it breaks the fact that everyone is playing the same word. Like the valid guess check that she does on the server, it's pretty easy to do that on the client, and then because she gets like solution from the server, it's kind of like easy to inspect it and see what's the solution is. So maybe like if she would have wrote a real API where you send each guess on the server, and server replies with just like colors of the letters instead of the like, here's the solution itself. So I think there is a way to make Wordle better by using server side, but because everyone's playing the same word, you're kind of like just prolonging the inevitable. If you're releasing new word on like, I don't know, like 00 UTC, in 001 everyone knows the current word, so it's not that much better. But on the other hand, it's like now we can know the word for any possible like Wordle in advance, but I guess it could be changed. So I actually look into Wordle, and like they have like some new like New York Times stuff. So it's like it could be changed in the future. So anyway, that means that I could write I could make a like a next part of the stream of like part 4 and do some of that stuff, but I'm kind of like not excited about it. So the other one is Coder did video, and hers I haven't looked as much. So she was focusing more on the like CSS animations and all of that stuff. So she like kind of like similar to Dan Abramov. She's like, okay, we would have an array of like possible guesses in the solution, and we will do the rest. So I think it's it's a bit they're missing a bit, because I think that the way how Wordle works with like solution list and guest list, it's kind of cool. So it's kind of like a bit of a shame that they don't go into that. But I actually wanted to mention her other video and about like cheating at Wordle. And this one is cool because I actually like didn't realize it, but if you look at the local storage, you can actually see the solution like just like in one command. So I can add it into like in a watch list, and whenever you go on the Wordle, just like if the day has changed, you just press F5 and you see the today's word. So it's kind of like cool that she did it. So maybe I should leave a comment. So paste that into the tools. So I wonder if Google will like ban me for for mentioning DevTools, because the thing that I wrote, it had like a solution spoiler, and I didn't realize that there's like an easier way to get into solution. So that, like my first video is where I go into into like debugging and all that stuff, and I spend so much time like trying to find where everything is happening. I haven't realized that you can just check local storage. So yeah, good for her. Okay, so I think that's all that I wanted to mention about this. What else? Oh yeah. So this guy implemented Wordle in TypeScript types, which is fun, but again, it's kind of like it's not interactive because it will have like a it will have like a word hard coded, but it's cool that you can you can you can have this have to be uppercase, right? Yeah, that's like a that's a way we can improve it. It's like it's only checking uppercase, but anyway, it's a cool example of like so many people are implementing Wordle in so kind of like creative ways. I'm like I'm amazed. I'm used by this kind of stuff, and I'm tired of watching 5-hour streams of other people trying to implement it. But yeah, the cool part is everyone has their own approach, and it's kind of like I don't like the tutorial ones because they're like everything that is kind of like interesting of like looking how people think is cut out of those. But the live stream ones where you can kind of like look into like coder. I don't know, maybe like she doesn't do a lot of like web development. She was like looking up like simplest things, and it was cool to see like how someone who doesn't know how to like do I forgot what she was looking at, but it's something like event handlers or something like that, for like key down event handler or something like that. And like if you have patience, you can do everything. So that's kind of like fun part of this. Anyway, so what happened is that I was watching. So of course I was watching like in last months, I guess, or even more whenever I started. I was starting to watch a lot of streams and like interviews and stuff with Ryan Corniado, who is inventor or like maintainer or creator or builder of SolidJS. And he mentions a lot of kind of like more obscure frameworks. So for example, he works on Marco. He He mentions like Inferno and all of that stuff. And one of the things that he mentions is Qwik, and I was curious to kind of like to look at it, and so I found this guy Mishko Hevery, I guess. I watched a few of his videos of like he explains how everything is happening. I was curious to know. I was like I didn't follow, I guess, like that much, but I was curious to know that like Vite, the build tool, is built by a guy who created Vue, and it kind of like brought a bit of context. So like, okay, that makes sense. And like here, Qwik is built by a guy who worked on Angular, so it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Actually, like left some tweet to their like Qwik Twitter account, and I was surprised how kind of like uh, how nicely they kind of like took my tweet. This is compared to like remix guys who are like, are you trolling and stuff like that? It's I guess at least they have like a better community than remix from what I've seen. Anyway, so he was talking about like how he built Qwik, and I read Ryan's article about like how he started working on Solid, and I was like, oh yeah, what if I what if I will just create like a web framework just first so I have something to stream about. I mean, I have many like stream ideas, but I think this one is kind of more ambitious one. Like, how hard could it be to write a framework? So I forgot who said it, but the joke was, so whenever you're building something, you need to select like one crazy thing that you want to try. So you need to use like standard infrastructure, but then like build everything in Lisp, or you want to do like everything standard, but use this crazy database or something. Everything goes wrong when you have more than one like offbeat path, when you are like trying to connect like three completely like different things, and like community doesn't talk to each other and stuff like that. So uh, I'm I'm the opposite. I always try to I always try to use as many like obscure things as possible. So that's something that I try to try to work on myself, of like not using too many crazy things in production. But I guess for a stream, like everything goes. So so I think my starting point that I want to try is to try Deno, and to try something like SolidJS. So I don't know if I will get SolidJS working in Deno, because they have like a basically a GitHub issue where someone asked like, do you guys, what's your plan on Deno? And they are like, we don't really know. It will probably like the compiled code will run in Deno, so it's a similar kind of like to Remix. Every like build tool that they use is Node.js, but once you have like compiled kind of like code, you can run that on like Deno, or oh yeah, by the way, people call it differently. Like in my mind, I always call it Deno, but when I speak out loud, aloud, I say Deno. So I don't know what that tells about me. Anyway, so I'm curious. So one of the projects that I kind of like looked before is Aleph.js. So I think I kind of like had a example. maybe I have it on GitHub or somewhere, but I try to write some simple, like I try to port Next.js, like simple site to Aleph.js, and it used to be different a bit than it is right now. So this is basically like Next.js kind of like written in Deno, but it's actually like curious that it has like some APIs that are kind of like more Remix like. So I'm sure like Remix doesn't know anyone from Remix doesn't anyone from Remix. I forgot what I was going to say, but anyway, I'm sure Remix guys were not inspired by Aleph.js, but it does kind of like similar stuff. So I think I want to just start, and we will see what I can kind of like get out of this. But we will try to write something like solid start or something like Qwik or something like Remix in Deno, and we will just see how it goes. And I guess one thing that I forgot to mention is that I was actually planning to to have stream about Code Blitz because I usually only use Code Sandbox. So Code Blitz, how was it? Code Blitz. Yeah, it only works in like desktop browsers, and whenever I see that, I'm like, okay, it's kind of like not accessible. So I tried it a bit. I was pleasantly surprised by how kind of like responsive everything is. So I think Code Sandbox is like not that different, but it feels kind of like slower. So I like the Blitz part of like how kind of like fast it is. And they have like Node.js, so you can do it like server side. But the limitation that I had is that in Code, the thing that I liked is that in Code Blitz you can create kind of like private projects or like unlisted projects, and it said in Code Sandbox I think you need to pay to have private projects, and but in Code Sandbox you can have like a private environment variables, so you can share like a Code Sandbox that requires some kind of like private key, but I couldn't find anything kind of like that for for stackblitz. But anyway, so I think they have like this short key of like vit new and like whatever the thing is. So I was curious if I could make like solid or SolidJS, and it turns out that they had like 2 pull requests for solid, and both of them are closed. So the answer is no. So I'm not going to try make a template for solid because they don't want it. But otherwise that was my plan. So, oh yeah, I forgot to mention Party Town. So in this log rocket thing, they talk about how like Party Town is working, and it was pretty cool because for my work I write like basically like a widget that you install like kind of like third-party script, and I'm curious to do Party Town kind of like integration for that. So whenever we are launching and whenever I can I can stream our product, I can probably do a stream about Party Town and our widget, and how kind of like maybe a bit of a look into like how how everything is under the hood. Anyway, so let's start. So I think I don't even have Deno installed on this user, so let's kind of like start with that. Shell Linux. Okay. Yeah, kids, this is like a this is a bad thing that it's funny that we still use it. Of like installing installing executables from just like random internet stuff. So we need to add into the directory run to get started. Okay, yeah, for some reason this user is using ZSH, which I don't really understand, but hopefully that's not going to be the problem. Okay. So Deno. Yeah, it's there. So one cool thing about Deno is actually like Deno Deploy. Oh no, I'm not signed in. Maybe I'm signed in to the Safari or yeah, I don't know how to use. My other user, I have Alfred, so it's a bit easier to manage. I also have Brave here, so maybe I'm sending in Brave. Okay, no. Okay, this is going to be a problem. uh, okay, so let me turn off the stream for a second. I should have prepared that. Maybe it's not that important. We can probably skip it for now. But it would be cool if it worked. Okay. Okay, so I signed in and whereas Deno, you don't have any projects. Do I? I think I tried one before. Save and deploy. Yeah, I don't know how fast is it going to be once we once we add all of the like random stuff that you need. Okay, so let's start somewhere. So I need to create a project. So do we need a name? Okay, let's call it let's call it Qwik Solid for now. Hopefully this is what's going to work. But I don't know. I need to shut off the Akka time again. Okay. In this one for now. So let's start with the same whatever the, I don't know, just like main.js, something like that. Hierarchy. Why is it hierarchy? I don't know how to use I don't know how to use macOS stuff, so okay, so it should be main. Yes. Okay, so now Deno run main.js and allow net. Already in use. So let's change the port. I wonder if I need to have okay, so the Node version is the latest one. So I think they added some way to do yes is now set up. Will it work, the TypeScript stuff? Oh yeah. Okay, I guess that's what I need to do. So, and we need port. And even like top level, I think that's great. So let's do 1, 2, 3. Is it going to work? Okay, it's, oh yeah, it's not it's not in sync. Okay, so how does the code reloading work? It doesn't. You need to restart stuff. Okay. I mean, it's not great. So let's start with something like Deno SSR, how to render, and yeah, just kind of like general outline how people do this. Okay, I don't know why do we need npm and like npx when we were working with Deno, but anyway. So we have fetch, we have get data, we have huh. I don't get it. So it seems that they are using some other way of doing HTTP server. Okay, so I think first I want to try playground parts of the project. You can modify and deploy it instantly. Settings, name, make it public, public project. Oh yeah, let's try new. Okay, I'm fine with the random name so far. Deploy from GitHub. That's not what I want to try. Enter the URL your script is located at. Huh. It's not really how I imagine it to be working. Let's read on docs for a bit. So we do serve. Now let's deploy the script. To get started, create a playground. All right. Local development, you can use your scripts locally to watch for changes. Okay, so this is interesting. So watch and or okay, file changes detected. Okay, it's not going to do hot module reloading, of course, but it's going to do something. uh, okay. This is a bit. Deno deploy. Before deploying, you must save. Create a new gist and paste the content. Make sure you. Okay. But you can add. Okay. I think it used to be simpler because I remember trying it, but I don't remember any of that stuff. So, okay. So what I was curious about? I was curious about JSX. Yeah, right. Deno support JSX. You don't need to additional transform step to use with Deno Deploy. Okay, that's interesting. So we actually want to have, so like for Solid to run, it needs to have some like compilation step when it replaces JSX and stuff, but you can run about example and JSX. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, so let's try this. Okay, I want to kind of like merge both of them together. So I want to use the newer version of server. Now all that stuff is the top level stuff. And the handler they use here. Okay, so handler is defined twice. And server is probably going to be defined twice. So I'm going to remove this and this. And that should be it. So is it going to work? No. Source code could not be parsed. Okay. That's interesting. So line 14. Right, so it's not understanding JSX. So why would they say that it does? This is really interesting. So this one is running the source code from URL. And now if I want to try the local one, it's not working. I'm curious if this is like this stuff is not working for some reason or something like that. Let's maybe like just copy paste this thing whole and just see if it helps. Oh, it doesn't. Maybe it has to be like some kind of like unstable. Nope. Huh. Yeah, that goes back to the idea of like having too many non-standard things that happening at the same time. So we have example that is literally the same example as here. And this one works. So let me just, for the fun of it, oh, I guess maybe like I forgot to rename it to JSX or something. Okay, let me do it. I wonder if that's the reason. So it was watch allow now JSX. Yay. Yeah, so now the problem is that it's not in TypeScript. So let me bring the version that was supposed to work. Okay. Okay. So save. And now just sucks. And that sucks. Listen, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello world. Okay, that's great. And hello from JSX 2. And if you refresh it, okay, it became 2. Okay. This is something that I never tried. I mean, I tried Aleph.js, but it has its own kind of like obfuscated no default lib DOM in Deno. Okay. This is interesting. So okay, so now the thing I want to try is I want to check how much of the solid stuff could be imported in Deno without crashing. So we will start from simple like import I think like Skypack is the one that is recommended in Deno. Yes. Okay. And just, I don't know, we can probably do it here, console log x. And okay, it's doing something. This one is still not crashing. And now SolidJS/web. And still not crashing. Okay, this is a bit promising. So they also have age, and I wonder how. So I wonder what happens if I just export age from here, and I guess it's default, so it's like that. So okay, it has grad. Oh yeah, because I don't have it here. Okay. Element is not defined. Okay, cool. What is element? Instance of element. Okay, that's cool. Right. So the thing about Solid is that it tries to create basically like a DOM node. So it probably expects all of this stuff to be running in browser. So if we disable server-side rendering, maybe we can get it compiling. I think it worked. So now, how do we make it work on a client? That's a cool one to check out. So how did they do it here? So this is server-side rendering. Okay, so I guess it's just server-side rendering without hydration. Okay, tailwind. I wouldn't recommend doing tailwind over CDN. If you want to try doing it over CDN, like T-wind is better. I think that's what I used with Aleph.js. So React DOM and React DOM server, creating an app component. Okay, so far so good. Rendering SSR, that makes sense. Client, into client. Okay, what does client talk with? Fetch. Rock query. Movies. Is it just server-side rendering again? Hydration. Yep, that's the stuff. Huh. Let's start by creating client TSX. Okay. Browser router from React router. Okay, that's cool. So next we need to modify server to include JavaScript bundle created by Deno. Okay. So this is the same one, except that it has a bundle path now. And the bundle path is just hard-coded, okay. And to get this bundle, we're going to touch bundle.js. Okay, where do we get bundle.js from? So we do emit bundle ESM and from client SX. Okay, so Deno can bundle. Okay, that's interesting. So it basically like creates this object that kind of like yeah, that's really cool. I was wondering how that's going to work. If you want to do solid, that's probably where we need to do all of the JSX compilation and stuff. But okay, this is a really cool article. Sanity. Yeah, I think we tried. I think we actually use Sanity. Not we as our newer company, but we worked for a company that used Sanity, and I think it was kind of like good. How to say it? Good solution. It wasn't like too expensive and stuff like that, and yeah, I think it worked. We didn't use Deno, of course, but it's cool that they wrote this article that will help me. Okay, that's great. It's great that they didn't do any npx stuff. Everything is in Deno, and this is really cool. I'm like tempted just to read about it. Anyway, so let's figure something out. So this project is called Qwik Solid, and I wonder what I'm kind of like more excited to do first, Qwik or Solid. I think Solid is going to be really hard to do because it requires a lot of the stuff. So I'm also curious how this Nano.js stuff working, because it's really cool that they did that. So JSX library written TypeScript works on Deno, ultra fast MPAs and SPAs. So let's just kind of like look into that, because I wonder how much of this stuff we can kind of like leverage. Okay, I plan to make a tutorial. So this is just a guy or just a girl who's doing that. It'll be offline. I don't know what that means, but okay. So maybe like it's probably like not Deno focused, but it just like happens to work on Deno. I see like package on stuff, so Deno stuff. Okay, let's see if this is like a good example. So let's start with render server side. We get helmet. Did they use helmet here in the article? Where was it? Where is the sanity? Okay, this one. So once they did SSR rendering, it was just, oh, they were using right, they were using React. Right. I'm kind of like mixing those two. Okay. Anyway, so they got stuff from Helm, like head, body, footer. I wonder what goes into footer. Probably like some scripts, right? Um, router. Okay, router. Okay, it's a server-side router. Okay. Uh, oh, there is no client-side JSX here. Is that a bad thing? Is should probably is it? Oh yeah, it's using awk, so I can use it, but this is the right way of making sure that the like port numbers and stuff are the same. Anyway, uh, okay. Uh, so let me just look how it works a bit. So like H JSX SSR state. Okay, I was wondering if that's like client side stuff. Okay, bundles. What did the skin in bundles? Oh, I guess that's for the just for the like export. Helmet link image router. They even have a router. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, since we're looking at the source code, um, so one thing about Qwik is that uh, they have like this queue hook and all of that stuff, and I was just curious how it's done. Qwik on it, presumable order rehydration. What examples? Hmm. Here it's a bit different syntax. I wonder if that means that it's kind of like older or something. Wasm. Why did you need Wasm? Is it for compilation? So is the bundler written in Rust or something? I don't remember any of that. presumability, ultra fine grain, lazy loading. Yeah, I think ultra fine grain lazy loading is the interesting way of trying to approach this stuff. So that's the part that I want to try. Okay, so let's see if I can get to like official docs or something, because it's it doesn't match what I was what I was waiting for. Being asked, do they have a website? Maybe not. Projects, Qwik. Project of Figma and HTML is also sounds good. Should be JSX, but you can do HTML to JSX. Okay, I'm a bit lost. I was hoping to see more examples, probably. Is that what I'm waiting? Yeah, that's I think that the part that is that I'm trying to do right now. But I didn't see the code that I was expecting. Okay. PM I need Qwik. Okay, let's start there. Build creative. I never used npm. Init before, I don't know. Project name, Qwik app. Builder, Partition. I think should be just starter. And Express seems fine. All this seems fine. Oh yeah, while waiting for this, I decided to try using Crisp again. I used to use it when they had the Linux version, but yeah, I kind of like forgot about it until then. And I think, I hope the kind of like the quality is better. But yeah, this is a free trial. I have whatever the minutes left. Anyway, so set. Okay, baka time. Don't know how to turn you off. Okay, loader, type module. I wonder if the build step is kind of like doing anything with it. So if you do like if you do build, okay, kids, if you're doing a project and your project is not building, you need to invest in a bit of CI. Okay, so what is happening? So line 17, parser. Okay, so we have image and link. What's the problem? You need like a text there. Yeah, that's why like npm stuff is bad in my mind. It wouldn't happen if you had like yarn and yarn lock that would kind of like make sure that all of your stuff is in sync with. Okay, let's just for giggles kind of like remove link completely. It will just crash on the next line. Okay, and the next line. Okay. Okay, so I see it still uses this style. It doesn't have. Okay, does the dev stuff working at least? Okay, I guess they just forgot to test the build. uh, anyway, so what is the thing that I wanted to try? Yeah, so one of the things that they say they check is that if I create a variable and set, I don't know, let's do it lad, and like in render, I want to do, I don't know, I'm not sure what I want to do. I want to on key up, I want to increment this variable and not find name. Why? Oh, right. It's X. Okay. Reference to root level identifiers needs to be exported. Oh, that's interesting. Plugin Qwik. So that's what I wanted to see, like how they enforce the requirements of like each component being like completely isolated out of everything. Okay, that's cool. So can I move it here? It's thinking. Yeah, so what happened? Can I just add it for now? Okay, it's working. Add it here. Oh no. So it's not this line that failed. It's this line that failed. It's unexpected. Right. So what if I do it kind of like undefined? Okay. That's and the console logs out didn't work. I mean, it's a bit unexpected, of course, right? So why didn't my console log work? Only ran on the server. not running. It's not running on client side. It should run here, right? I have this weird issue with focus, but I don't know if that's like pod module reload or whatever the problem is. Okay, so I have this. Okay, I wonder if I can import it. So let me just create a new file here. We'll call it test.js, and we will do I will do it kind of like that. And now I do import from test. Okay. And now I'm typing something. Still undefined. Wow. How did they do that? I want to look at the network tab a bit. So we know that none of that is going to help. Okay, it did this thing with focus again. It like, so after reload, when I'm typing, I'm losing focus. So I think when the hydration is happening, something like breaks. I see. It's a bit unsettling in terms of if they think this is such a great framework and it's hydrating so great, but you're losing. Okay, so it's like this like particular component and this particular event. it's cool. And so, and it exports basically like this function becomes its own module. I think that's where they go too far. I think this idea of like every possible little part of the application that could be exported, let's export it. I think that's going too far, but I see how that decouples kind of like so basically like, it doesn't matter if your whole app is in one file in one component or if it's like 100 files and 100 components. You're getting the same amount of export. So in this sense, it's like I understand why they did it, but still it feels alien to me. Anyway, so this is where we do logx event stay name and so forth, and this like use lexical scope. That's cool. We need to go to this thing and just search for it. Okay, so use QRL, parse QRL, capture ref, get props, asset define, capture. Okay, this is a bit over my head for now. Okay, so why do they need state? State is the thing that we define here when we set create store. Durable bindings. Okay, so what do we okay, builder quick. So this seems like basically like runtime. So once application became interactive instead of being just like HTML, we need to get a runtime for it as well. So this is where JSX and all of that stuff is test LetX. this is completely like on its own level. Like this didn't run. So what if I have a function that returns 1, 2, 3? Yeah, let's clear this up. This is okay. The function happened, but if I have I that is 1, 2, 3, and I do I plus plus here, and let's do the same thing again. Test. Okay. So this thing could be a thing. Okay, do I? Okay. So otherwise I was thinking that I'm getting crazy and you can't like use like any like third-party library and stuff, but it looks like you can. Right, I wonder how that works. So where did we get the, okay, we're getting X from here and it's getting referenced by just X. Okay, so I wonder why it was resetting it to undefined before, but if it's a function, if you have like an X getter, it works. Okay, so this is what we expect, kind of like the runtime to be. Runtime, not runtime. Run. I mean, yeah, it's like the thing that that does all of the runtime interactions. So QRL. Yeah, all the like finding of the nodes and like looking for state and stuff. Right, this is like the language of of trying to find like the components and stuff. JSON parse. And okay, that important. QRL. I wonder what QRL means. Qconfig not found. This is kind of like runtime errors when it tries to find for like element. Yeah, I wonder how all of that stuff plays when you're like deploying server. So like just imagine before we're getting this challenge, like after we got static HTML, but before we got kind of like the rest of the runtime, what if like something changed? I don't know, what if just like this URL is blocked, right? I wonder what it's going to do. So it's just kind of like just tries to re-import it in hopes that it will work sometime. On God. Yeah, curious. This is really interesting. This is like something we never seen before. And maybe when it starts working, oh no, it's still it's still considered blocked for now. Okay. So let me restart it. Yeah, it's losing focus again. But anyway, this seems to be a runtime. It's so much runtime. I'm not ready to write 2,000 lines of code just to make a stream happy. Anyway, so this seems to be the this seems to be the client-side version of the component. Has a lot of pure comments. Isn't that what like bundlers should just? I wonder why they are serving this. I guess they just didn't want to spend time cleaning this up on the dev because it's like it doesn't matter, but it's probably cleaned up from the build, but we won't see the build because it's not building. Okay, so right, so maybe because all of this is one component, it's kind of like that, but if we had more components, maybe like it wouldn't be loading the other ones. So I wonder if I should post. Qwik requires that components have host so that it's possible to have loading point. Host element is not desirable to. Okay, that doesn't make any sense for me now. Okay, and this is just the rest of the runtime. For some reason, it's in a separate file. Oh, I guess they're just out of order or something. Okay, it doesn't matter. So I think I want to just create a new component. Okay, how do I do that? It's my component, and my component is only going to render something, and it's going to render hello. Right, we don't have state here. How do I reuse this state? I have to pass it as a prop. Okay, why the hell not? So does on render first. Okay, the props have to be on the component, so my component, that's a component that takes this and it returns render and props name and such. Okay. Do I have too many? Okay, so component is a function, works kind of like that. Oh, okay, I need to close this, then this. No. Does it not return render? It returns. Why it's not working then? Oh yeah, we didn't need return here. Okay. And we didn't need semicolon here. Okay. So now let me kind of like next steps here. Let me do my component. And whatever the name of the thing was, name is input, not input, state name. Okay. Does work. Flow. Paste. No, I don't see the work. Okay, maybe it has to be higher. Maybe it has to be in its own file. Let's create a new file of this x, and let's get, yeah, this this thing of like not really knowing if you can use JavaScript or not inside your JavaScript, it feels strange, but I guess that's the price you're going to pay. It's at least it's like it's not Marco where everything is crazy. Okay, so it looks like this is how you're supposed to use it. It looks like my component returns on render, and this on render does stuff, and it should at least return. Okay, let me go back to the counter stuff and just try to reuse it kind of like wholesale. Maybe I was doing something wrong. Nope, not working. So let's go back, and this is on key app, and this is our app, and it has like Lee up on DevTools, but not the okay. I'm not going to be too critical of how Qwik is working, because mine is going to be work much worse. And okay, so I wonder what I can do before the end of the video, just so it's clearer on what to so that I just know what to do for the next on the next stream. Okay, I totally forgot where it was. Okay, so let's go back here, and what was the thing that we were doing? Okay, so here we had okay, we had this, and okay, so I think I want to try solid server-side rendering just to see if we can get it working. Because the thing that we broke was, yeah, let me find the thing that we broke. Oh yeah, so we changed the age. Okay, is that the right solid? I don't know. Just okay, that was the right solid. So stream samples SSR. Okay, so render string from web, and let's start there. I think the thing is that like this package supposed to have like different exports from like server side and browser, and it's probably like doesn't know what to do in Deno. So I'm not kind of like surprised that it's not working. So instead of render SSR, we're going to use render to string. And okay, turns white. Okay, that's not great. Because of what? Sync to stream. Okay, all of them are not returning anything. Okay, which is not great. And I don't have the type for it either. Right, that's probably what is happening, because it's probably like not defined on the okay. Yeah, that's because it's probably like not defined in this bundle, this client bundle. Yeah, element is not defined. Okay, so what can we do here? So if I comment out this stuff, it's still crashing, right? Or not? Okay, so renders to string. So what is crashing, the app or the render to string? So let's do render to string from, I don't know, like string, empty string or something. Undefined. Okay, so and if I have a function or something, undefined as well. But if I have up here, it's okay because it's probably not calling it. But if I just do something like this, it will crash because the return type is basically not return type, but like HTML. If I run this in browser, this is going to be like HTML tag. So and it's not working on the. Okay, so one fun thing I remember doing is that I was doing like global element equals like a, I don't know, like console log. And that's one was fun. Globals. Is it globals? I couldn't find the global. Global this. Type is not assignable. Okay. I know how to deal with types. Okay. Document is not defined. Right. So this becomes kind of like a finding game of like, if I define the document, oh no, now create element is not a. So this doesn't seem like the right way to do it, but so okay, still, what do I want to do if I want to continue with this? Yeah, let's just talk a bit of design, and we'll try experiments later. So so I think if everything fails, I want to be at least able to say that, okay, but like some of the parts of Solid are working in Deno. So let's define some of the parts. So it would be cool to make this work. So if you can, if we're skipping server-side stuff completely, and we will just build the client-side bundle. So it's basically like, instead of using Node and whatever they're using, like Parcel or Babel or Rollup, instead of using all of that, let's just like bundle it with Deno, and you can make it work. The problem with that is probably like the compiler is too smart, and maybe we will end up running, I don't know, like in Node compat mode or something like that. We would have to run like the whole Babel to do the compilation. So okay, so this is like one of the things that we can do is client side bundle of Solid using Deno, maybe Webpack. So next thing is we saw that with this like Nano JSX, it's possible to run JSX on the server, and I would assume that Solid on server is probably like pretty simple. I think, I hope. So if we can get like the right version of the Solid to be built, like instead of using verb or like client version, so how I look at it, like right now, render to string is like empty function. That's because we are using client side build on server side, and I don't know how kind of like Deno deals with that. Maybe we can just like import one Solid from Skypack and one Solid from unpackage or something like that, and the one is going to be like the browser version and the other is going to be server version. And so the other thing is make Solid SSR work with Deno. So we will just run kind of like this render to string, and it will just return us a HTML string that we can pass to to the. So it's not great because it's not going to be interactive, but maybe like for a blog or something that is just instead of like using Nano JSX to generate a static website, maybe you can use Solid to do it. It's probably like not worth it, because yeah, what is the difference then? But I don't know, maybe you can reuse some stuff. Okay, and I feel like that one hopefully is not going to use Webpack or like Babel, or yeah, that's why you don't trust Copilot. It always feels like it got you, but it's probably thinking about something else. Anyway, so I wonder if that one requires Babel as well. And so the third direction is just to go straight to implementing like my own Qwik and just kind of like forget about Solid, just maybe use the same architecture, the same, I don't know, syntax, but just don't mind that it's Solid. So the thing that I want to test is that like in two videos that I watched of Mishka, he would say that the way how he built Qwik is so specific. There is no way to bring this as a feature to a different framework. And I was wondering, okay, this is this is like the I think Ryan was saying exactly the same about like partial hydration. He was like, this is like not a feature. You have to like create your framework in a way that it's that allows you to do partial hydration. Yeah, so I wonder if they are basically like talking about the same thing or not. And I don't know, as you can see, like I don't know enough about Qwik or Solid to know kind of like the answers for these things yet. But I'm kind of like I'm just curious to try all of that stuff, and yeah, hopefully hopefully I can get somewhere. So the third option is just to try write Qwik, maybe even without JSX, maybe just try to come up with kind of like building blocks that make sense or like work, and then we can bring some of this JSX stuff. So I wonder, speaking of JSX, I wonder if we should like use Nano JSX, if we should fork Nano JSX. This is like pretty interesting question. And the other is like for Solid as well. The kind of like similar idea is that there is like a Solid is actually like pretty modular, and like do I need to fork Solid? Do I need to fork like DOM elements or whatever the kind of like parts of the Solid are? So what I didn't do is that I didn't come up with how I imagine it looking or working, and then try to figure out building blocks. But that's kind of like my approach. I try to come up with building blocks first, and then try to create something out of it. Try to write Qwik without JSX at first, and other option is try to design how I design so that yeah, so I can write basically like how here we have like this component. I maybe should just sit and like write a component that how I imagine it working, and then just kind of like from the end user perspective, like what kind of code Ivisha was writing using this framework that I'm writing. Okay, I think that's where I want to stop for today, is that nothing is working and I have nothing to show. But at least we had fun reading documentation and some source code. The other thing that I wanted to try is actually like not related to Deno. I want to try playing with Remix. I think there are like exciting kind of like ways to play with it that I feel maybe like could be a good April Fool's prank or something like that. Just because how easy remix themes, there is probably like a way to implement some fun things into it. I don't want to give it away yet. If I decide to do it, maybe I should give it away. So I wonder if whichever was Blitz, or I wonder if they have remix. Stackblitz remix. Okay. Meta function links. It seems a bit kind of like outdated. I don't know. I didn't see this this code for a long time. But yeah. So what I was thinking is that I wonder if you can like inside loader or like actions, if you can do basically like so let's do express. Is it going to work? Right. So what I was thinking that it could be like a good, in my mind, it seems like a fun project of just trying to write something like that inside of the loader. So maybe even hide the fact that it's a loader. What I was thinking is that maybe we can write a function that is like use express, for example, right? And it export like I don't know how you write it. I think if it returns an object, you can do export object, and it will export the. Oh no, I think that's like export dot something. You can do that. So I don't know. Maybe you would have to do. Yeah. So the joke is kind of like try to obfuscate the fact that we are using loader or actions, and then like in here, instead of like use loader data, you would do something like use fetch. I don't know. And we just have like a function that calls use data loader inside it somewhere, so you don't see that this happened. But you're right here, basically like I don't know, like Pokemon or whatever the fun API one everyone's using, and here you have like a Pokemon, and whatever data you return here is what you get here. So yeah, the task is kind of like try to obfuscate like the loader and the use loader data, so that it looks like you're writing real express stuff and you're writing real fetch. So I think React queries query. I just forgot how they call it. Use query, right? So like here, for example, you do use query, and here you're doing, I don't know, like fetch, but we hook it up some way that it's like it's not actual fetch, but it's use data loader that accesses all of that stuff. So I feel it could be like a puzzling kind of like example when you open your remix like index.tsx, and it looks like you just kind of like got like Express running inside the remix. I feel it worth trying. Anyway, and there is other one that is related to this, but I'm not going to go into too much detail. Okay, I'm getting too tired, so I'm finding where to end the stream.